We are at it again. It is the end of the month, and that means we are going to be talking about all of the dramas that I completed in June. Let me tell you, June was unexpectedly busy, and July is going to be chaos. Next couple months are going to be just unpredictable, and I have no idea what I'm going to watch or what I'm going to complete. June, I did not anticipate it to be as busy as it was, but understandably so from what you saw in my posts. I was busy because I'm moving at the end of July and it took up a lot more time in June than I thought. So I did not complete as much as I planned. I definitely have 2 dramas that I planned to complete in June that I did not actually complete, and I have less than 10 episodes on both of them. They will be completed in July. So this is going to be a shorter video than historically it has been, because I only completed 2 things in June. And you might have listened to the podcast for both of them, because luckily I was still recording podcasts in June, which means I completed dramas because of those podcast recordings. If I didn't have those podcast recordings, maybe I would have completed the dramas I planned to. Maybe I wouldn't have. Who knows? Just like any other what did I complete at the end of the month videos, this is the video where I tell you all of the dramas and movies or anything else I watched that I completed in the previous month, aka June, and my ratings and what I thought of them, and maybe if I recommend you watching them as well. Let's get into it. This is going to be a shorter video, for sure. So as I said, due to my move in July, I was busier in June than I thought, and then it was also Pride Month. I was doing some things for Pride Month as well. This meant I just did not watch nearly as much as I wanted to, whether I was trying to complete dramas or just make more progress on the dramas I was currently watching. And due to podcast obligations, I at least got 2 dramas completed. So I'm glad I at least completed some dramas. I will say both of them were rewatches, which is probably why I was able to complete them, because I didn't watch them at full speed because I had already seen them. Maybe that's why I was able to complete 2 dramas, but it's here and there. I have mentioned these before, but I don't think you heard my full review of it. If you want to hear my full review of both these dramas, they are on podcast. I will let you know what podcast they are on. I'm curious what I'll finish in July, because July is also going to be chaos, and even the start of August is going to be chaos. We'll get through it. I'm still going to create content as much as possible. We're kind of just going to play it week by week. I'm glad you guys are watching this. I'm glad you guys have stuck around. I really appreciate you guys. So the first thing I completed in June is a classic Korean drama, which I think is 20 years old now. And this is Princess Hours. You can watch it on Viki. I think it's 24 episodes, 22 episodes. I watched this for a podcast review. This is a rewatch for me. I think I watched this at least 10 years ago. I rewatched it for a podcast recording. As I said, you can go over on Jess's podcast, Daebak K Rambles, and check my review along with the Drama Trio's review of this drama if you are feeling nostalgic and want to hear our thoughts on it. My quick thoughts and review of this is I had a fun time revisiting the drama. It was a lot of fun rewatching it because of nostalgia, and since I watched it 10 years ago, I somewhat remembered the plot, but I had forgotten a lot of it. It was nice revisiting all of that. On the other hand, though, I did forget how toxic this drama was. Like, everybody in this drama is toxic. There's not a good person in this drama. So it was somewhat fun to watch it because you just went with the flow and accepted that everybody was going to be toxic and it was going to be a problem. But it was also aggravating to watch because the toxicity was so intense sometimes. Objectively, was it a good drama? It's okay. It's okay. It's one of those classics where you definitely see its age. The toxicity is still there. It's a classic mid-2000s K-drama, if you know what I mean. If you have seen it before or have seen other dramas of that era, it's definitely a nostalgic watch. You would probably have fun watching this if you are familiar with dramas of that time. Me personally, I had a lot of fun revisiting it. I kind of just watched it in just a fun way, not trying to analyze it too much. But if you want to hear our full review and the full conversation, you can go over on Jess's podcast on Daebak K Rambles. We had a lot of fun talking about this. It was great to revisit. I rated this a 7 out of 10 on the rewatch. It's okay. Would I recommend you watch it? I would say if you want to check out a classic K-drama and just get a feel of how they were back 10 years ago, 20 years ago, actually, when it was made. Check it out. It's fun. You definitely recognize a lot of actors and actresses. If that's not your thing, you probably won't like this drama, so I would not recommend it. It depends on what type of watch you are. If you are one of those watchers that have been watching dramas for as long as I have, and you have not seen this K-drama, I would recommend it. It would be a fun blast from the past type situation. The only other drama I completed in June was my rewatch of The Bad Kids. This is a crime Chinese drama from 2020. I rewatched this also for a podcast recording. You can watch it on iQIYI. It is probably one of the most famous crime Chinese dramas out there, especially in the last 6 or 7 years. I loved this drama when I first watched it. I watched it as it was airing in 2020. Still holds up today. I rated it a 10 out of 10 when I first watched it. If you have not watched this crime Chinese drama, please do. Please do. It is so well written, so well acted. It still holds up 6 years later, in my opinion. I had forgotten some of the plot points because it had been 6 years, so I had a lot of fun encountering situations again and remembering things and saying, oh, I forgot how horrible this character was, or oh, I completely forgot that plot line. What was also interesting is when I first watched this, I did not know what the story was in the book. Now rewatching it, I knew what the plot was in the book, so I could pick out the differences, and it was a lot of fun to rewatch it knowing that knowledge. Still one of my favorite crime Chinese dramas of all time. I could not recommend this enough. The acting is amazing, especially the child actors. It was really interesting revisiting the child actors because I've been following them since I watched them in The Bad Kids, so I have seen them act in other dramas since The Bad Kids. It's crazy that it's been 6 years. These child actors really have grown up a lot. The story is slow, but it builds beautifully to the climax, and let me tell you, the climax stands out. The climax is something else. The villains stand out for sure. Chin Hao acting in this drama is a well-rounded character, more than you think it would be. If you are into crime Chinese dramas, definitely recommend this one. Definitely put this on your plan to watch list. If you want to hear my full review of this, go over to the Tea and Soju Chinese podcast. I reviewed this with Liliana. Please check this crime drama out if you have not. I highly recommend it, and I rated it a 10 out of 10. And that is everything I completed in June. Yeah, I only completed 2 dramas. One was okay. One was great. Stick around for everything I was excited for July. It is a packed month in July, for sure. Let me know what you completed in June in the comments. Let me know if you've seen the dramas I watched or rewatched, I guess, in June. Let me know in the comments. Let's start conversations. Give me a follow if you don't follow me. Thank you for watching. Bye.